Two things which are certain: we can't choose our parents and we can't choose our boss. If you got an excellent and understanding boss who is competent and in some way can be your role model, you're lucky. But what if your manager is the opposite and represents every aspect you hate about human beings? He can be aggressive, incompetent, over-demanding and just not the best guy to be around. So what do you do in this case? Well, let's see what kind of boss you're dealing with. What is the most common complaint about the typical manager? That's right, that your boss is dumb, doesn't know how to manage people right and who's just irritating. So how to deal with him? First, try to really understand him. Is your boss really as unintelligent as you think? Usually, if someone doesn't agree with us or does some things differently, we tend to think that they are just stupid, whereas in reality these people may be actually smart and know what they are doing. They just don't want to share some crucial information with their employees and explain their actions. But if it turns out that your manager is not really that bright and asks you to do stupid stuff, don't confront him directly. For example, imagine your boss wants to ship the app faster and decides to skip writing tests. Instead of saying, "Hey, this is a really dumb thing to do," try asking some questions like, "Hey, of course our app can work without any auto-testing, but what if we have missed some crucial issues about our code and now the clients will run into them? We might lose both reputation and money. Everyone will eventually forget that we shipped the app fast and they'll just remember that it was a buggy piece of software." On the other hand, if it's a really good product, everyone will forget that it took some time to ship it, but will know that our app is great. If you ask questions, your boss might think about them and come to conclusion that you probably were right. And since you didn't confront him directly, he will be much more willing to accept your point of view eventually. Another rather common type of a toxic boss is a so-called bully. If your boss is calling your names, makes fun of you in a way that is clearly disrespectful and just acts nasty towards you, you shouldn't tolerate such behavior. Always express it aloud when you don't like something, especially if your manager has crossed the line. Most people, when confronted directly, will stop their behavior. But if not, it's always a good thing to find a new job, because your self-respect and mental health are much more important than any money in the long run. So always set boundaries you don't want other people to cross, and always be open about it. You can tell your boss in a very respectful way that you can't work overtime both on weekends and weekdays because of your family duties, if that's really important to you. We always get out of life only those things that we tolerate, so set boundaries and defend what's really important to you. It was Dimitri, and I wish you to interact with good managers only, my friends.